And I'm very happy. It didn't go my way, but I might be wounded, but I'm not a bad kid yet, man. I can bite, I can bite, and I'm sure I'm gonna get better.
Francis is the next big name in the boxing world, and Mike Tyson is here to make sure the Cameroonian's time in the ring is legendary. Yep, what started with Mike training Francis to make his boxing debut and go up against the undefeated champion Tyson Fury has turned into a full-time mentorship, and the boxing world is here for it. Being fairly new in the game, Francis needed an experienced set of hands to guide him through it all, and name someone better than Mike Tyson for the job. Well, Iron Mike has it all figured out for the Predator, and while the rest of the fight world is begging for a Fury versus Francis rematch, Mike has other plans for the fighter. So without further ado, let's dive straight into Mike Tyson advising Francis to duck the Tyson Fury rematch and fight Deontay Wilder instead. Get this. Tyson and Francis's first meeting in the ring left the whole fight world wanting more. No one was expecting a close fight, but God did Francis come through. He gave Tyson Fury a run for his money, but lost to the biased judges and ended up taking a loss. And there's only one way around fighters being robbed in big fights: rematches. I'm sure you know the drill, and as soon as Tyson and Francis stepped out of the ring in Saudi Arabia on October 18th, fans went on social media to talk about a potential rematch. And that's because instead of settling the score and determining who the baddest fighter on the planet was, this bout only left fans with more questions. Now, Tyson and Francis have been talking about finalizing the rematch, and according to the Cameroonian, there was a rematch clause in the contract that he could activate. But hey, don't hold your breath on it, because Francis's mentor wants him to go for a new opponent instead of stepping into the ring with Tyson again. Here's the thing. Iron Mike believes that Francis will get nothing out of the rematch, and being the new dog in the boxing world, the Cameroonian really needs some career-defining fights to take him up there in the boxing world. Putting up gloves against Tyson Fury just to prove a point would be a waste, and those aren't my words. That's all Mike Tyson. Get this, the whole fight world saw Francis smoke Fury in the ring, and there's no doubt that he was the better fighter out of the two. Even though Fury ended up taking the win home, there's no denying that Francis deserved it. And in our books, he's the winner of the battle of the baddest. So putting himself through months and months of training and going over the same thing won't do much for Francis's career, especially because the outcome's going to be the same. Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Mike Tyson called out Tyson Fury for cheating and paying the judges as soon as the judges announced the scores. He believes that the boxing board is biased, and that's because this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Just think of it this way. An MMA star winning against an undefeated boxing champion in his debut fight did not sit right with a lot of critics. Don't get me wrong, Francis's performance was nothing but mind-blowing, but him winning against Fury wasn't in the best interest of the boxing commission, and so he was robbed in what many fans are calling the biggest robbery of the year. Hear me out? The Fury name is an important one in the boxing world. I mean, come on. I'm sure you know the Furies hold a lot of power. And Tyson Fury and Tommy Fury both winning fights by robberies in the same months can't be a coincidence, can it? There's definitely something going on behind the scenes, and the fight world is finally catching on to it. Get this though, both Tommy and Tyson's fights were pro boxer versus MMA star or pro boxer versus YouTuber, so the Fury brothers coming out on top wasn't a big shocker, but their wins were nothing but controversial. So are the Furies paying the judges? Well, that's a topic for some other day. Now, back to Mike Tyson. The boxing legend believes that Fury will come out on top against no matter the fight Francis puts on in the ring. So the smart thing to do here would be to go for a different opponent, and Mike has just the right guy in mind. Take a guess. Well, if you said Deontay Wilder, you're absolutely right. Come on, Deontay Wilder versus Francis. Yeah, now we're talking. Francis is the hardest puncher on the planet, but Wilder's power punches come close. So this one will surely be good, and it's possible. Yeah, if Mike Tyson is pairing these two together, he's got everything calculated because the boxing legend is a man of his word. And he's promising fans one hell of a fight between Deontay and Francis. After finishing the job with Fury, Francis revealed a few names of opponents he was eyeing for his next bout. And on a list with names like Stipe Miocic and Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder's name was at the top. And even Eddie Hearn is all here for this matchup. You know we don't take Hearn's word with grains of salt around here, because he knows what he's talking about, and the boxing promoter said that Francis versus Deontay Wilder will be one of the biggest fights in the history of the sport. Take it this way, Francis and Wilder are two of the only fighters who've given Tyson Fury a run for his money in the ring, so they're not ones to take lightly. And then going up against one another will really give fans the dramatic and close fight they want, without the judges being biased towards one opponent. So this one will really settle the score, no? Plus, Francis versus Wilder will really define the Cameroonian's place in the boxing world. After the show he put on up against Tyson Fury, many fans took to social media to say that they think Francis has got what it takes to come out on top against names like Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Because if he can be the better fighter against Tyson Fury, then beating Wilder and AJ will be like child's play. Don't believe me? Well, take the word from Tom Aspinall, who believes that Francis has proven he's better than Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. While the word proved might be a bit of a stretch, there's no denying that Francis has established himself on the same level as the two boxers. We were really underestimating him in the ring, weren't we? But Francis's dedication, his background in MMA, and his power punch really made him a force to be reckoned with in the ring. And wait, how can I forget the wise words of Mike Tyson? Come on, Mike's training is the reason why Francis was able to put on such a show in Saudi Arabia. If it weren't for him, I'm sure the fight would have been very different. But good thing it was even better than we imagined, and Wilder versus Francis is set to be even better. But that's not even the best part about it. Hear me out. Wilder wants a duology. Yep, you heard that right. Are you ready to hear about one of the fight world's best crossovers? Because that's exactly what Wilder has in mind. He doesn't just want to go up against Francis in the ring, but he wants to take the fight to the octagon too. Say what now? Unless you live under a rock, I'm sure you know that Wilder has been talking about a potential MMA debut for a while now. The fighter said, "I'm thinking about doing both, UFC and boxing," he added, "to keep the activity alive and keep it going. I'll be a dangerous man in the UFC, bro. With those 4-ounce gloves, I broke the fucking king hitting bag machine with those 4-ounce gloves on." But let's be honest. What are Deontay's chances going to be in the octagon? Well, while boxing is one of the keystone skill sets in mixed martial arts, pure boxers have a less than storied history in MMA. But you never know, and there's only one way to find out. Wilder was the frontrunner to fight Francis for his boxing debut before Fury jumped his place in line and took the fight from him. But Wilder didn't back off. Now that Fury is out of the picture, he wants his chance to fight Francis back. And Mike Tyson is backing him up on it. Just think about it. This really is a win-win situation for Francis. Francis has revealed that he wants to make his PFL debut and step into the octagon. Because after all, MMA is his true love, and he's not ready to part with it yet, no matter how good he is with the boxing gloves on. This duology will give him a chance to make his PFL debut and further his boxing career at the same time. Wilder is a big name in the boxing world, so a win against him will only do him wonders. And who knows? Maybe it'll catch Anthony Joshua's eye, and he might want to step into the ring with Francis too. Once Francis comes out on top against these names, it's title fights for him. I don't see a reason why Francis wouldn't put ink on the contract with Wilder, especially when his mentor wants him to. Guess we'll have to wait and see how everything plays out. Are excited for a crossover fight between Wilder and Francis? Or do you want to see the Fury rematch instead? Make sure to let us know in the comments. So there you have it. Fight World. That's all I have for you today. Make sure to like this video, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.